Hello, beautiful people. My name is Kathy, traveling with Charity, and I travel part-time with my babies, Hope, Faith, and Cassie. And we have a good time. Well, the last video I did, and actually previous videos as well, people are asking for story time. We were like, when are you going to do story time? When are you going to do story time? For the new people, story time is when I tell stories about myself, and they're all true. And I do have a playlist, so if you want to go back and watch some of the story time, it's in the playlist. So anyway, today is story time! Oh my gosh, I don't know why I get so excited to tell about my life. Because it's like no big deal. Everybody has different stories and about their life that they can tell as well. So it really isn't any big deals, but they're just like cool stories. So this story that I'm going to talk about is when I left San Francisco. But I'll give you backstories, part of the backstory before I actually left San Francisco. At this point in my life, I was starting over. I mean, I had nothing. No place to stay, no job, just basically nothing. And I prayed to God that I wanted an apartment, a car, and 2 cats, and a nice job that could actually pay my rent. And I got it all. I mean, God was so good. God is so good. I got it all. Sometimes when I pray for stuff, it's just a miracle that it all comes together. But anyway, it did. It all came together. I had this beautiful apartment in San Francisco, and I want to say it was like 2 minutes away from downtown San Francisco. It was a 1-bedroom apartment, and I decked that sucker out. It was absolutely beautiful. I went and got 2 cats, and they were sisters. One was gray and the other one was like a black, white, orange, and the gray one was a gray and white. And unfortunately, when I got them home, I think I was there, we were in our apartment for about 2 weeks, maybe a month or so, and the gray cat got really sick, and that was Salt, and my other cat was Pepper, Salt and Pepper. And the gray one got sick, and when I took her to the vet, actually it was a he. When I took him to the vet, they told me that she had fluid building up in her body or whatever, and we did everything we could. Every time they took the fluid out, it came right back. They took it out again, it came right back. And being on that machine was wearing her down. So we had to put her asleep. And that was the hardest thing ever, 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 besides having to put Peace to sleep. So, so it was just me and Pepper for about, I don't know, 4 months or so. And my sister, for some reason, her partner at the time decided that he wanted a cat. Excuse me, allergies. He wanted a cat. And they brought this black cat home, and I know my sister. My sister don't like cats. Actually, she's afraid of cats, and she always says it's all about the eyes, the eyes. It was so funny. But when he brought that cat home, I guess it was not working out, and my sister Debbie called me and says, "Kathy, come get this cat. it only got 4 more lives left to live. So I went and got the cat. So now it's me, Blackie, and Pepper. And now I had to find a job. And I did find a job, of course. And I was in the stock room and I was doing the stuff in the stock room. This is my first time ever being in retail. And next thing I know, I'm the assistant manager. Then 1 year or so after, I says, you know what, I'm gonna get a car, so I'm gonna get another job. So I got this part-time job at a hotel. It was a ritzy hotel, and I mean ritzy. $200 robes for sale and, you know, $100 slippers, you know, that kind of ritzy. And it was downtown San Francisco, right on Powell Street. And I was there for a while, and I remember the district manager coming in and seeing me and was like, I was looking at your resume, and we have a position open at another store for a store manager. And I was like, no, you know, I didn't want to tell her. I just wanted to get a car, and then I was leaving. I didn't want to tell her that. I go, no, I'm happy with where I'm at, and blah, blah, blah. And another time she came in, and when I came in, I'm like wondering why she's there. Where's the manager? What's going on? And I think the manager, you know what? I really can't remember where the manager went. But in the midst of it, she was telling me and offering me the position to be the manager at this store. And I'm like, no, I'm good. And we're talking, and she says, you know, here at this company, we recommend that you take your vacations during the holidays, you know, like Christmas, Thanksgiving, because this is a hotel, and in those times of years, there's nobody really here and the store is really empty. So we recommend that you take. Now, if anybody knows about retail is usually Christmas time. You don't come home until sometimes 1 o'clock in the morning, especially being management. I mean, the customers don't want to leave the store. You're trying to clean up, all of that good stuff. So you can't take any kind of vacation that time. Now, when she told me that, I was jumping up and down in my gut inside. And I was like, I'll take it. But outside, I says, you know what? I really need to think about that. You know, I mean, it sounds really good, and I'm not sure what the pay is, blah, blah, blah. She told me the pay, and I was getting ready to say the D8. Well, you know, she told me the pay, and I almost fell over. And I says, okay, I'll think about it. Give me a week or so. Man, I was already packing my suitcase at the other job. I was already like, I'll be there. So anyway, I went to my job and I told them that, I'm giving them my 2-week notice and all that good stuff because I'm leaving. And I got to that company, and that company was really great in the beginning, really, really great. And I was in my 20s still, and I was making all of this money, and I got my new car. I got this little red sports car. My life was like really nice, and I was happy. I had tons of friends, and yes, I was able to be off for Thanksgiving. Who was off? Like, not Thanksgiving, where everybody's off on Thanksgiving. It was the following day. It's like you got to be there at 5 o'clock in the morning kind of stuff. Man, I was off. Didn't have to worry about anything. It was just absolutely wonderful. and I was running the stores, and I noticed that a lot of Asians came into the store, and they were all looking for Coca-Cola products. And I'm like, what's up with the Coca-Cola products? Anyway, I started ordering all this Coca-Cola products, and man, that store blew up. We were making so much money that the regional manager was asking, what's going on down in that store in San Francisco? And they found out it was me. I was the new manager in there, and I just wanted to make money, and I wanted to be a little bit busier. And then the Asian friends would tell their friends, yeah, go to that place, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, needless to say, there was another hotel that was around the corner that was bigger, and they wanted me to go to that store. So I went to that store, bigger store, and I blew that store up as well. Buyers were coming down, and people were coming down visiting to see what I'm doing and all that stuff, because the buyers that we had were buyers for the main stuff. You know, some of it was food, the drinks and all that stuff. But the stuff that's in city, I can actually order. So I was there for, I don't know, maybe another year or something like that. And the district manager came down to the store along with the regional manager, and came down to the store and took me to lunch. And I was like, oh, this is so sweet, taking me to lunch and all this stuff. And so they weren't just there to take me to lunch. They were there to tell me, or to offer me, a position as a district manager. And I'm like, wow, to myself, because, you know, I don't want to be all like, oh my God, I didn't do all that. I just did. And I says, wow, I am so honored, you know, but inside I'm going, oh my God. So anyway, they offered me a position, and then when they offered me the position, I'm thinking, okay, this is, I wasn't thinking that I would have to move out of the state, but it was, and where I had to move to be the district manager was Florida, Orlando, Florida, to be exact. Now, this company, I forgot to tell you that this company is in hotels, and they're also in airports. And this district manager position that was in Orlando, Florida, I had about 5 stores. So I had to find a glitch on what I can buy there to make it more successful. But when I got to Orlando, it was just, there were store managers that shouldn't be store managers. There were associates that should be management. The stores looked horrible, and I was in a ritzy store as well. This one sold bathing suits. I mean, $500 bathing suits, that kind of stuff. And, you know, basketball players were coming in and doing their thing when they had played basketball. I remember one guy coming in, and he was tall, but, you know, he didn't seem tall as the rest of them. And I didn't even know at the time that the basketball players were there. And he was coming in, and he was like, you guys don't sell drinks or something like that? I go, no. And we're just talking about nothing, you know, and he left, and I didn't know he was a basketball player. And one of the security guards from the hotel came running in. What did he say? What did he say? I'm like, what did who say? I'm like, wait, what's going on? And come to find out, it's Allen Iverson that I was talking to, and I had no idea who he was. Some of you guys probably don't even know who he is either, but he was he was a basketball player or something like that. So that's how long ago it was. I think I was like 25, 27, something like that. But anyway, those are the kind of people that stayed in the hotel. I remember that the paparazzi, no, actually the paparazzi was all around the San Francisco hotel because of Halle Berry and her husband at the time. I think he was a baseball player, was staying in the hotel. I remember LL Cool J. Now I knew who he was. He came in, went straight to the refrigerator, opened it up, and was starting to drink. And he looked at me and he goes, "I'm gonna pay for it. I just need." I says, "Do your thing." Look, drink some more, honey. But anyway, I'm off track. I was moving to Orlando, Florida. When I moved, before, let me just say this. It was a whole little transformation. They hired people to come in and actually come in, wrap my stuff, pack all my stuff, and put it all in the, I didn't do anything. Put it all in the truck. I didn't do a doggone thing. I mean, they came in and packed. Then when they came in and packed, a day or so ago, the phone rang and it was like, "Is this Kathleen?" And I go, "Yeah, this is Kathleen." "Oh, this is so-and-so and so-and-so. I just wanted to let you know the limousine is coming to pick you up tomorrow to take you." I says, "The limousine?" I says, "Okay, thank you." I didn't know what to say. I'm like, a limousine and they're packing my stuff, all of that good stuff. So that was the whole process. I've never been through that kind of stuff before. I was like, my gosh. So when I got to the airport, there was a car waiting at the airport for me in Florida, and they just treated me like gold. But like I said, when I got there, it was like I was cleaning up, basically. I was cleaning up and hiring new managers, letting go people, and cleaning the place up to try to get it together. And once I got it all together, it was running smooth. I got the right people in the right places, and it was just fine. Here comes the regional manager. He's flying in, and I go, okay. So I'm thinking again, he's flying in because he wants to see what's going on. And oh, by that time, I had a lot of friends. I bought a house. I am settled. I'm like, okay, this is the place where I'm gonna live. I'm settled. Well, he came in and he told me I was doing a really good job and thanking me and blah 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 and all that good stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, what is up his sleeve? And he offered me another position. Now, I was there for 4 years. I was in Orlando for 4 years, and I started loving it. The only thing I didn't like was the heat. The heat was just, every day I opened my window and go, let's see what the weather's gonna be like. And it was 110 degrees, it felt like, at 8 o'clock in the morning. So anyway, so he came down there and took me out to lunch. We toured all of our stores, and it was nice, and he was impressed and all that good stuff. And he says, listen, we got an opening. As a district manager in New Orleans, and it's a lot bigger than this, but it's not in any, it's not in the hotels, it's in the airport. And mind you, I already had an airport in Florida, I had the hotels and I had the airport. So I was just combining them all and driving here and driving there kind of thing. And you know what? I didn't want to move. I mean, I just bought my house, and it was just, I'm feeling it right now, because it was not only overwhelming, I had already established everything. My life was established, and I was thinking I was going to be here. And he was like, listen, we really need you out there because you do such a good job. And, and the district manager just, she quit for whatever reason. And I'm thinking, oh my God. And then I says, well, how long do I have? And he says, well, we really want you out there ASAP. Well, and when I had to, where you going, Faith? Where you going? Yeah, you don't have to go there. You can go back over there with your sisters. Okay, you can come in here. I had to always sign this contract that says that I have to at least, when they move me, I have to at least be there, I want to say 5 years, or I would have to pay all that money back, meaning, the people that moved me, the limousine, all that kind of stuff. So I had to sign another piece of paper saying that I would do the same thing going to New Orleans, because I eventually said yes. And when I moved to New Orleans, that was just like a different world. It was overwhelming. And I want to say, not only did I have the company's stores, I had other company stores that was partners. So they can come in and suggest whatever I have to do. And that part was like totally overwhelming. I wasn't used to, there was actually only one of the partners that really bugged the mess out of me. The other partners, they just said, you know what, I just want my check every week, and that's it. I didn't have anything to do with paying off the partners or anything. That the company did all that, but they were like, just run the store, make sure everything is done, and I don't even care. And this one partner, she had 2 stores. So she was only 50% of both of the stores. So I would have to not whatever she says, do it, but she was just too involved. And I'm like, I just got here. Let's see what I can do. But she didn't even want that. She wanted to be all involved and basically in my way, just in my way. And yeah, just in my way, and I didn't want her in my way. And that store, I had, I think, a total of 9 to 12 stores. Some of them I didn't even know. All of them I went in. I had 10 of my own, 100% in the airport, and 6. So altogether, it was 16 stores I was running and doing the same thing, getting new management, training new management, hiring new people, and it was overwhelming for have her on my ear here and her, in the company here, and her and I weren't getting along at all. And I'll tell you who she was, or who she is, Johnny Cochran's wife. And I don't know if a lot of people don't know Johnny Cochran, but a lot of people do. He was the lawyer that got OJ off, if you didn't know. And yeah, she was just in my way. But the stores became successful. We had a great, what do you call it? A great Super Bowl there. And of course, all of the Mardi Gras, we did really well during that. I had a store that was a voodoo store. I had a store that had all of the different kind of hot sauces and beignets to make stuff, and tourists would just eat them up. And it was different for me because I was used to clothing, shoes, and that kind of stuff. So now I'm dealing with the voodoo dolls and, but the food part was really good. So I was there and I didn't realize how influenced, or no, that's not the word. I didn't know I was that big being in this position. People treated me like I was this rich woman, and I wasn't rich. But the town, working in the airport, of management or of owner was a huge thing, and I didn't know how huge it was. My office was like off the chain. It was this big room, huge windows from side to side, one wall, and I'm watching the airplanes go up and come down and up and come down. Redwood walls and redwood furniture. It was just off the chain. And I'm not used to all of that. I'm pretty humble. I'm not used to all of this, but I loved this. I loved my office. I loved watching the planes go up and down. Let's just be honest. This kind of place, they sent me to, I was invited to places like the mayor's home when he had parties. And I remember she was there as well. I don't even want to say her name. And I remember not feeling like I fit in. I didn't fit in. I was like, what the heck is going on? Everybody's talking about this and talking about that. And it wasn't even the conversations, because I can get with the conversation, but it felt like everybody was phony. It was just phony. So I went into the kitchen with the real folk, and I stayed in there, and I was laughing and eating and all that stuff, and people were like, girl, let me go serve some stuff. I got to go serve because they walk around with trays, and you get your little wine glass and hors d'oeuvres and all that stuff at the mayor's house. I drove up at the mayor's house, and I had to stop in the front, and they took my car and moved on. I'm not used to that. I'm just not used to it. And Dale I said her name. Anyway, I don't care, was really upset with me because she couldn't find me. And then when she did find me, I was out there. I said, oh, I was talking to so-and-so and so-and-so. And because she wanted to just like introduce me to all these people, and I'm like, this is not who I am. So anyway, I stayed in New Orleans for a year, and I asked, is there any other place I can go? Because I can't take working with this woman anymore. I couldn't take it. What's the matter, honey bun? I hear you. I couldn't take it anymore. And the regional manager said, you know what? By the way, there is another place that you can go. I says, how about going back to Florida? That was out. They already got somebody, blah, blah. And they said, I got a place in Atlanta at the airport. I says, I'll take it. Get me the heck up out of here. So basically did the same thing, moved me, packed me up, all that good stuff. Got to Atlanta and I went to the airport. And you know, every state that they sent me, I was in a hotel for 30 days until until I found, I could stay in a hotel for 30 days and have a rent-a-car for 30 days until I found a place to stay. So that's how that went. So anyway, I went to Atlanta and I was walking the stores, didn't even let anybody know who I was, and I was coming in to be the district manager. And I'm walking around and the places were a mess. And I'm thinking to myself, who do they think I am? The cleanup lady? They sent me to, now that, you know, back then when I thought about it, it was like I knew that I was the cleanup lady now. I was known for, oh, she can come in and clean up this place and blah, blah, blah. So that's what I became. And I was not happy with being the cleanup woman at all. And I was done with being the cleanup woman. What's the matter, honey? I hear you. Come here. Come here, honey. I hear you. What the matter? You okay? Are you okay? I'm almost finished. Yeah. So anyway, I became the cleanup woman and I was walking store to store in the airport. Every store I went into, it was just a disaster. And people were just, you know, there was junk all over the place, inventory, all of the stores. And I'm thinking, what is going on here? How are people going to walk? They have their suitcases and all this stuff. Oh, and by the way, when I was in New Orleans, that was the time that 9/11 happened. And it was absolutely horrible. And I was happy to get out of there, out of New Orleans. But anyway, back to Atlanta. So I'm at the Atlanta airport looking at all my stores, one after another and after another, and all of it was a mess. I'm looking at where is everybody? The lines are out the door, and I'm thinking, golly, it's another cleanup. I can't do it. Now remember, I told you that every time I leave someplace and they move me someplace, I have to sign this little paper that says you have to be here at least 5 years or you have to pay all the money back. Well, I didn't sign that paper. And I didn't do it on purpose. You know, I didn't do it on purpose. At this time, I'm with the company for at least 10 years. I'm already with them 10 years. And now I'm in my 30s, right? And I didn't have it in me to do any more cleaning up. I did not have it in me. I could not do it another minute, another time, none of that. I just couldn't do it. And I called him up and gave him my 2-week notice. And he goes, now you know you have to pay all this money back, right? You've signed a contract, and he was really upset with me. I mean, it wasn't even nice. You know, first he started trying to soothe me, you know, and make me feel better. And then when I kept saying no, he just laid in and he didn't like it at all. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the time. I'm really gotta go. So my faith, and I just said to myself, this is what you have to do. You got money saved, all of that good stuff, and you can do it. And I did not work he says, because I didn't even work at all at the airport. He goes, well, you can just not even go and you can quit now kind of thing. And I'm like, okay. And I did. And I wasn't afraid for some reason. I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid of I can't find another job. I wasn't afraid at all. I was excited. I had gonna have a new life. And this was gonna be exciting. And it was. I actually ended up buying a house there. Okay, Hope, I'm coming. Buying a house there and making tons of friends in Atlanta. It was absolutely wonderful. I had an apartment first for a couple of years, and then I bought a home, and it was just wonderful. The home, one day I got to show you guys my home. And then after 12 years living in the home, I decided that I wanted to be a nomad. So this is where I'm at right now, living my best life, as Benjamin says. And yeah, I don't want to do anything else. This is it. This is it for me. This is my retirement. I'm 60 years old. I'll be 61 in November 1st. November 3rd. And I don't want to do anything else. You know what I mean? I can't wait to be able to quit this job that I have because this job doesn't deserve me. How about that? I always tease my friends, back in the day when I finally left the job, not the job that I'm talking about, but another job. And I always tell my friends, I gave that job back to them. They don't deserve me, and that's what I'm saying with this one right here. All I got to do is start praying to God for whatever I want, and I won't have to work at this job anymore. But that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, and by the way, I did meet Johnny Cochran, and he was the best guy ever. And I'm thinking, my God, opposites do attract, because how could he be so nice and sweet, and she is just a witch, just all the time. But anyway, I want to thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you to the old subscribers, the new subscribers, and the subscribers to come. We're going to hit 10K one of these days. Comment, thumbs up, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Please subscribe. It will help the channel out a whole bunch. Make it a great day, guys. Make it a great day. And be free. Be free. You'll love it. Be free.